UK Open darts here in Minehead. He has swept away the man from Hong Kong. Ting Chi Royden Lam did not take his chances today. 6-1 the scoreline here on the main stage. Well, over on board 2, almost as comfortable for the Welshman Dean Reynolds. Fancied by a few people here to go a long way in this tournament. He beat Andy Roberts 6-2. And he had plenty of support by the sounds of it as well. It's chuffed to bits, doesn't it? Well, how are some of our other first round matches going on, I wonder? Ned Bolting's been joined in the engine room by Alan Warren a little to reveal all for us.
Absolutely, Jackie. Change of the guard here, down here. The Shine retiring Chris Mason, replaced by the often strobing shirt of Alan Warren a little with the vertical stripes. I hope you're not watching comfortably back home. You're always told not to wear stripes.
It's supposed to make you thinner.
I need 3 shirts. Well. Let's have a look at some of the outstanding results of the last few minutes down here, as you say, Jackie, in the engine room. Board 3's been a cracker. Johnny Haynes, a whitewash against Wayne Morris, 6-zip. That's an impressive result from 2 qualifiers there. And then Jordi Mouvissa, I hope I pronounced that correctly, a Dutchman edging out Martin Biggs. Bit tighter this one, 6-4. And another Dutchman going down. He had darts to win it, did Jeffrey Deswan, but in the decider, Darren Johnson got the better of him. 6-5 the winner against Deswan. Moving on to board 6 then. Another very, very impressive display, this time for Johnny Clayton, 6-1. The winner against Jimmy McKinley, I should say. And then, in the decider again on board 7, Lee Evans, 6-5 win against Andrew Davidson. And finally, here's a familiar face from the players towards the back end of last year. Big Vincent Campos. Well, this time he's been defeated 6-3 by young Ryan Meikle. And Alan, he's a player you know a thing or two about. I think he's 20 years old and obviously a real prospect.
Great young player, yeah. He plays in our development tour as well. Got himself a tour card and getting himself a good name on the tour. You know, he's got all the years ahead of him, but you know what these kids are like. They want it straight away, don't they? But he's a dangerous player, but he's got a lot of experience already in his youth.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you've been down here the last few years. This is decidedly more packed and more boisterous than in previous years, isn't it? I mean,
we noticed that early on. We were talking about it, weren't we? I think because we're getting more and more of the real darts fans here, and they want to watch 3, 4, 5, 6 games at once. They can go and watch one and then nip over to the other one. Yeah. Whereas if you're in the main hall, you've just got the one game to watch. Yeah. So you've got a good hardcore dart fan in this area.
How off-putting is it? Because this is as noisy as I can remember it. So you're getting cheers, you know, from board 8, and it's interrupting the play on board 2 a little bit. And
yeah, I think with some of these players, certainly the qualifiers, it won't matter because they'll be kind of used to it. When you get the tour card holders maybe, or the higher ranked players who haven't quite maybe got in the seeding positions yet, they'll probably find it a little bit harder because they're not used to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got the likes of Terry Jenkins, Andy Jenkins, Andrew Gilding, names like that still to come. The second round, by the way, is very nearly underway here. We're rattling through our games, Jackie.
Thank you very much, lads. Well, we've got plenty of action coming your way in a few minutes. Confirmation of the scores so far. We've heard about a few of them. Matches still in play. Kirk Shepherd, former World Championship runner-up, of course, famously 3-all against Mark Barilli. Rob Hewson is through, beating Richie Edhouse, who famously beat Michael Van Gerwen recently in one of the qualifiers. Absolutely extraordinary that was. Paul Barham, 4-2 up against Brett Clayton. And 2-all with Leighton and Newell. Jermaine Watimena, very easy passage for him against Kai Fan Lung. And Jonathan Worsley going well against Dave Prince. Early stages in the past Paletti match. OK, well, coming up, Ned will be keeping a close eye on Paul Hogan's walk-on. 2 years ago, if you recall, he encouraged Crocodile Dundee to take an inflatable up on stage with him. Crocodile one, funnily enough. I wonder if he's got one handy today. We shall find out very shortly. Back to the opening session of the UK Open darts here in Minehead. Over on board 2 now. Former World Championship finalist Kirk Shepherd taking on Mark Barilli. Looking good for Kirk at the moment. Remember 2008 finalist when he lost out to John Park. Just 21 years of age then. And he's done it. Taking out double 16 to see off Mark Barilli. And on the main stage, we will see if Crocodile Dundee himself, Paul Hogan, wonder where he got that nickname from, he can get the better of former World Youth Champion Keegan Brown. It's time to bring them out. Over to John McDonald.
Hello, welcome back to the action. The first round of the Coral UK Open, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. We are live on ITV Sport, and we're coming to you from the magnificent Butlins Minehead, where it's time to meet our players. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Crocodile Dundee takes on the Needle. Let's welcome Paul Hogan and Keegan Brown.
So no inflatable crocodile for Paul Hogan this afternoon. Disappointing stuff. But let's see how snappy he is against Keegan Brown. In the commentary box for us, John Rawling alongside Chris Mason.
Well, Chris, it's the sort of match which on paper looks as though it is going to be very, very tight, this one. We know that when they're both playing well, they can be outstanding. Keegan Brown, a former PDC World Youth Champion, just 24 years old. He's been to the quarter-final of the Grand Slam back in 2014, which was his best TV performance, and lost to Ian White here in November in the first round of the Players' Championship finals. Missed 3 darts to win that one before finally going down 6-5. Paul Hogan, also quoted at 6-5 on by the bookies. This is his 5th appearance here, first time back in 2003, but most vividly remembered in recent months from his defeat against the Lakeside champion Glenn Durrant, when he had darts to beat Durrant 4-0, missed a double-8 by an absolute whisker, and then went on to lose 4-3. He said he threw his darts away, didn't want to play darts again for 2 or 3 weeks after that.
Lucky old Durrant.
60.
Yeah, it's interesting. Brown's been just sort of going backwards for a while now. I feel I just don't put my finger on why. The throw looks pretty much the same, but
only has the one ranking title to his name, Brown, and he is one of those players who, when he came through onto the senior PDC tour, a lot of people were saying, watch this guy, he could go a long way.
Well, yeah, it was another Michael Smith, wasn't it? That's what we were all thinking.
40.
Fifth appearance, as we've seen from Hogan, and each time come through the Riley's qualifiers.
Qualified in the South Benfleet tournament back in January.
43.
Paul. Last year he went out to the Cumbria player, Tony Newell, in the second round.
55.
Year before that.
He's here again this year, isn't he?
Is
Tony
he?
Newell, yeah. I'm sure I've seen him upstairs earlier.
Last 32 against Michael van Gerwen a couple of years ago, he was beaten.
51.
The year before that, again in the last 32, having beaten John Part and Benito van der Pas, went out against Mark Webster.
First 180 of the match.
180.
So Paul Hogan coming back now to hold his throw. Double 16 he's going for. He went for the 6 there.
No, I suppose because he's
6.
a little bit in front. He opted to split it, but only needs 1 treble in this combination. No. They're poor.
60. Paul Uruguay 32.
Double 16. In it
the
goes.
corner.
Have
to check.
That was almost exactly where he put that dart against Glenn Durham when he lost. Difference was it was the other side of the wire. Went into double 16.
71.
I was talking to him earlier on. He said the ambition in this match is not to leave myself on double 8.
55.
I should have gone 18 double 10 then on that 38.
More like it.
apiece. 180 stats. And 140 apiece. Cancel that, make it 2.
Nice response from the pride of Basingstoke.
44.
If you're wondering why Keegan Brown's nickname is the Needles, it is why, John?
Well, it's a landmark in the Isle of Wight, isn't it?
It is.
Not that he's got.
I say, is it needle because he has the needle with people, but you couldn't meet a nicer young man if you tried.
No, he's a gentle soul, isn't he?
Yeah. Nice fella. Both nice fellas. Come on, fill it up.
140.
Well, it's put pressure on this throw now.
Yep.
Needed the treble.
99.
So Hogan 85.
Uruguay 85.
Treble 15.
Should get 1 dart at the ball, or at 1 dart at double 5. 20 ball, double 5.
80. Keegan Uruguay 50.
Brown to hold his throw.
Oh, dude, he's only going to get 1 dart now. Double 18.
32.
Well, that was a bit of a Horlicks, wasn't it? 5, double 2.
And
Hogan goes 2 up. Another break of throw.
Brown's got to be careful here because Hogan will be just growing in confidence. Fancy getting the job done.
And when he gets into the groove, Paul can throw.
Oh yeah, well, we've seen it against Durham. Like you said, he had darts to win. Was it 4-0?
Yeah, very nearly. After that, he was left on a 156. I seem to remember, and he very nearly took that out.
Yeah.
That's not like it. More scores coming in from the other boards.
Here we go. Action from upstairs. Diving board 2-0 down.
Stuart Kellett, Andy Jenkins.
Old mate Andy.
4-3 up. Barry Bates.
Playing well again.
Former finalist.
There's Tony Newell.
With the win.
Was that against Johnny Clayton?
It was.
Wow, that's a massive win. Oh, Mark Leighton.
Dave Prince, 5-4 down. Brian Dawson, I saw earlier on, had gone out as well.
Yeah. Doggy Dawson.
Popular Yorkshireman.
Yep. Good player on his day.
So 152 for 3-0.
Yeah, it's a chance for a break back as well, more importantly, John.
Yep. And it's a chance you sense that Brown's going to have to take. Tops, 2 darts. This is big. And he's taken it. That was an important one, and you see by his reaction there, as he went to pick the darts out, he knew it.
Should give him a bit of confidence, that. Girls on tour.
Few spare seats around at the moment. There won't be tonight.
No.
The place is a total sellout, as ever.
Just over 5,000, is it, John?
That's what it holds in here, yeah.
131.
For my money, I reckon it's the best of the big arenas that there is.
Yeah.
Not sort of vast like one or two of the Premier League arenas, which are almost too big. You sometimes think that this is...
it's lost in there, isn't it?
This is a tremendous arena for darts.
60.
I always liked Wolverhampton as well.
With the balcony.
Yeah.
Civic.
60.
Blackpool, another atmospheric one.
$140.
Clawing his way back. And we're back on level terms if Brown holds his throw here. Hogan's just gone off the boil momentarily. Bullseye.
45. We were 141.
Well, normally associated with the 9 dart finish. Trouble 15 or trouble 19.
105.
Pressure now on this 25 to hold.
Double 8.
Gets the big number.
Oh yes, that is important again. And once more the reaction. Hogan looks a little bit perplexed. Another one slips away, 2-2.
Said it was going to be tight. Desmond 2-2 as it stands.
140.
Well, that's a bit unlucky, isn't it?
All of them touching the treble he was aiming at. Well, the wire of the treble.
45.
Just every leg he seems to pop in one of them poor scores.
Well, it's still a pick and match, this one, isn't it? Yep. The bookies couldn't split them before they started, and
neither could we.
Nothing changes now.
100.
Not advocating betting, of course, but I know there are those of you watching who like to have the little flutter.
140.
Back
More
in
like.
control, yeah. You can stay. Yep. His treble 19s have been superb.
76.
So 76, 56 required. Double 18. Oh, well done.
That's why he leaves that. Loves it over there. Back on throw. 2-0 to Hogan. Brown pegs him back to 2-2. As you can see, all on throw now. That constant pressure of chasing Hogan will eventually get to Brown, I suggest.
83.
It's got 6-5, 6-4 written all over it.
There's just an important moment. Mason getting off the fence and saying that he thinks Paul Hogan's going to win.
140.
Yes. Right.
Put it this way, I don't think you'd be offering me that 6-5 right now, would you?
No.
27.
No.
Not now.
That's not good. Breaks very much on the cards now.
60.
That's unlucky. Just let him off there, really.
Wow.
55.
He's constantly under pressure. He's constantly chasing the game. He's a trouble.
60.
Not really
back
making,
60s now.
not making him pay, is he?
See the frustration there in his reaction. Marker. Oh dear.
41. For your requirement, 141.
141. Oh dear. A bit of tension in both men at the moment.
Pivotal moment.
85. Keegan, your requirement, 155.
Hogan gets the break here. You only need 2 more legs and it will hurt. Brown on 155. All he can do is try and put pressure on the 56. And he's not really made big inroads.
20 double 18. Loves it over there. It's a marker. Bumping off that one.
In you go. And Paul Hogan turns to where his wife is sitting watching and gives her the reaction that suggests he knows he's moving well.
$60.
Well, the Mason pick has now got the break.
Well, the effect it has on you when you're constantly chasing a match is that you know that your throw is, it's just so much more important than it normally would be, especially 85. With this short race to 6.
$140.
Come on, he says.
60.
Still can't squeeze in the treble though. Brown with a bit of a squeak of getting a break back.
47.
He did a big treble and winds up with a treble 3. Winner of this one to play Jamie Lewis in the next round.
60.
Frightening, I used to play darts with his dad.
Happens, Chris. Coppers start looking younger. Soldiers first, 59. Then coppers, and prime ministers start looking younger. Eventually everybody starts looking younger.
I'm like Peter Pan.
140.
Well, I'm trying. A Robin Hood shot.
Yeah. He's having a nightmare.
You were mentioning the old Robin Hoods earlier on.
Oh yeah, John Bowles warming up in the World Championships.
Double 18.
60.
If you're just joining us, wondering what we're talking about, Robin Hood is where one sticks into the back of another, so effectively you've got two in the same mark. Tops. Good dart.
91.
And John Bowles put another one in on that,
yeah.
So you've got 3 darts hanging off 1 in the board. Oh, pain.
No score.
That's insane.
Keegan, you require 40.
Tops then for Brown. Double 10, he's got to take this. Absolutely has
Top
to
corner.
get this one.
Oh dear,
20.
that was awful. You can see he just knew it threw across himself there.
Hogan, I don't think he's going to miss again. Double 18, 5-2.
Home and hosed.
It's looking like taxi for Keegan or ferry for Keegan or whatever's required to get back to the Isle of Wight.
$40. $55.
Another loose visit.
140 puts him right back in this leg.
100.
And again, more pressure on Brown. This is to stay alive.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
More of that.
$100.
Hogan gets another break of throw and wins the match. And through to that game against Jamie Lewis.
94.
Haven't really got going, either of these two lads. The averages tell the story, both in the low 80s. Oh, he's got the treble 19 for tops. That's a quality finish. 117, now 5-3.
Well, you'd think now just to hold a throw in 15 or so darts would be enough. And the standard of this match certainly suggests that.
Well, that's about as good a way to start as you would wish.
10th 180 to Brown's 5. Well, make that 6.
140.
Yeah.
$59.
Only the 180 apiece.
Bit unlucky that second dart.
No, he's giving it everything he's got, though, isn't he? Might see the 18s used here. Not now.
81.
That's a poor last start. After that first trouble, he should have been over 18s. 4 18s would have left him 170.
60.
And an open target.
Brown not capitalising though. Still advantage Hogan here. This is more like
140.
Edge is closer.
Bristol darts.
58.
So for the match, double 18 loves it here, and in it goes, and Paul Hogan beats A rather disconsolate Keegan Brown, who knows that he's thrown badly here. Can't wait to get off stage. And Paul Hogan, all smiles. A shake of the head from Keegan Brown. But Paul Hogan through now to the next round, where he plays Jamie Lewis and wins it by 6 legs to 3.